In the world of geopolitics, actions often speak louder than words, and sometimes they reveal intentions that even the actors themselves may not fully grasp. US President Donald Trump 2.0 recently made headlines by proposing an audacious plan for Gaza. The United States would take over the Strip, dismantle its ruins, and transform it into what he calls a magnificent development. But beneath this bold vision lies a dangerous paradox, one that could ultimately undermine Israel's long-term stability and dig Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's political grave deeper than ever before. Today on Primitively, we'll dissect Trump's proposal, explore why critics call it unrealistic and inflammatory, and examine how this aligns with or contradicts Netanyahu's ambitions in the Middle East. To understand Trump's vision, let's first look at the current state of Gaza. For decades, this narrow strip of land has been caught in a cycle of conflict. Home to nearly 2 million Palestinians, Gaza is one of the most densely populated areas in the world, and also one of the most impoverished. Controlled by Hamas since 2007, Gaza has faced repeated military campaigns from Israel, blockades, and economic isolation. The October 7th attack by Hamas, a devastating event that killed over 1,200 people, including civilians, sparked another brutal war. In response, Israel launched Operation Swords of Iron, leading to widespread destruction across Gaza. Entire neighborhoods were reduced to rubble, leaving thousands dead and many more displaced. As of now, the humanitarian crisis is dire. Food shortages, lack of clean water, and collapsing infrastructure have turned Gaza into what some describe as a hellhole. Hamas claims these attacks are resistance against occupation, but Israel argues they're defending themselves from terrorism. Either way, the result is clear: endless cycles of violence, suffering, and no real resolution in sight. Enter Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. Their joint press conference wasn't just about ending the current conflict. It was about reshaping the entire landscape of Gaza forever. During his recent meeting with Netanyahu, Trump outlined a radical solution. The US will take over Gaza, dismantle unexploded bombs, level the site, and rebuild it as a hub of economic prosperity. He envisions creating new domains, potentially multiple sites or one large area, funded by wealthy neighboring countries. These developments would house the 1.8 million Palestinians currently living in Gaza, offering them jobs, homes, and safety. They'll live in comfort and peace, Trump said. But who defines peace? While Trump frames this as a humanitarian effort, critics see something darker. His suggestion that Palestinians should relocate to other countries like Egypt and Jordan echoes his subtle patterns of forced displacement, and his promise of American oversight raises questions about sovereignty. Who really benefits from such a move? This isn't just about rebuilding, it's about control. By taking ownership of Gaza, the US effectively becomes a colonial administrator, dictating terms to a population already stripped of autonomy. But perhaps the most controversial aspect of Trump's plan is his implication that Gaza shouldn't be rebuilt by those who've lived there for generations. Instead, He proposes transforming it into a global property venture, a beachside Riviera for international elites. It's a vision straight out of a luxury real estate brochure. But it ignores the realities of the people actually living there. Trump stated, "We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous, unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site. Create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area." Yet, when pressed on who would live there after the Palestinians are displaced, Trump vaguely replied, "I envision the world's people living there." To truly grasp Trump's mindset, we need to connect the dots between his domestic and foreign policies. Domestically, Trump has championed strict immigration laws, deporting hundreds of thousands labeled as criminals or threats. Internationally, his stance mirrors this logic: remove perceived obstacles and replace them with structures aligned with his vision of order. The language used is strikingly similar. Just as Trump refers to migrants as burdens on America's resources, he describes Gaza as a symbol of death and destruction, unfit for habitation. This rhetoric dehumanizes both groups, reducing complex human lives to problems needing solutions. And in both cases, the proposed solution involves removal and replacement. History shows us that colonial powers often justified their actions using similar arguments. Whether it was British settlers displacing indigenous populations in North America or French colonizers exploiting Africa, the playbook remains the same: frame existing inhabitants as obstacles, then impose your own vision of civilization. So, when Trump talks about turning Gaza into a prosperous haven, ask yourself, whose prosperity are we talking about? Whose interests are being served? Unsurprisingly, Trump's proposal has sparked outrage, not only among Palestinians, but across the Arab world. Senior Hamas officials dismissed it as a recipe for chaos, vowing resistance against any attempts to displace their people. Meanwhile, Arab states within the League's contact group have publicly opposed the idea, emphasizing that Palestinians must remain in their homeland. Let's be clear, moving 2 million people isn't just impractical, it's impossible without massive coercion. Even if neighboring countries agreed to host them, which they don't, the social, political, and logistical challenges would be insurmountable. And then there's Europe. While European leaders initially supported Israel during the recent war, Trump's plan pushes boundaries too far. Many view it as illegal under international law, violating principles of self-determination and sovereignty. As one analyst put it, no leader with self-respect will endorse this idea. If even allies balk, who exactly is this plan for? At Primitively, we believe understanding geopolitics isn't just about awareness, it's about preparation. If history teaches us anything, it's that grand plans rarely unfold as intended. Conflicts escalate, economies collapse, and ordinary people bear the brunt. So whether you live near conflict zones or simply want to safeguard your family, here are 3 key steps to consider. Stay informed. Follow reliable news sources to track developments. Build resilience. Stock up on essentials like food, water, and medical supplies. Community support. Strengthen local networks to ensure collective resilience. Remember, survival isn't just physical, it's mental. Stay grounded, stay hopeful, and always question the narratives presented to you. Gaza may seem distant, but its story reflects broader struggles facing humanity today. Will we choose empathy and coexistence or domination and division? Trump and Netanyahu's vision offers a glimpse into one possible future, but it's not inevitable. By engaging critically with these issues, we can shape a different path forward. If you found this video insightful, hit that subscribe button and join our community at Primitively. Together, let's navigate the complexities of our world and prepare for whatever comes next. Music swells as credits roll.